Welcome back here to Hoag Health out in Foothill Ranch, California. Today is Tuesday and we are here for another nutrition topic. My name is Mona Cabrera. I'm the registered dietitian of the Lifestyle Program here. At any time during the talk today, if you want to put in the comment, the chat box, I'll pull it up here so I can see your questions or comments. I like this to be interactive versus me just talking to you all. When I thank you guys all for joining. If you are new to the channel today, there's a little bell below. That's our subscription button. You'll get notifications when we're coming on live. So every Wednesday at 2 o'clock, I have a nutrition recipe demonstration, cooking demonstration. I really keep it easy and simple so we can have some easy, fast meals, healthy meals in the kitchen. And then we also have exercise classes on Thursday at noon, and then also in the morning with Rebecca. So there's a lot of things going on in this room. So hit the bell, you'll get subscribed to our channel, you'll get notifications when we are doing a new video. So things are saved on the Healthy Lifestyle playlist. We've been doing this for a few years now, so there is a lot on our channel. So if you want to tell me where you are tuning in from, I'd like to say hello to all my new people today. I'm going to pull up the live chat here. Alrighty, so if you see me looking down, I'm just checking for comments. Let me get a little closer here. So today, see a few of you on there. Thank you guys all for joining. Today we're going to be talking about 7 nutrition mistakes that can hinder you from getting to see your long-term results, hinder you from even reaching your results. So we're going to talk about that today. I've been working for clients for over 25 years now. It's been a long time. And so these 7 I just thought were really important that I see over and over again, preventing patients from reaching their health goals. So number 1 is thinking that there's one perfect diet. So what works for someone doesn't really work for you. So there's not really one perfect diet, because we'll be putting in all this effort and then we won't see our results, right? It could be like keto diet, Mediterranean diet, vegan diet, low carb diet. They may work for one individual, but not necessarily for you. You want to make sure that you're getting your energy needs. Are you eating enough protein? Are you eating enough fiber? Are you regulating your health factors like your blood sugar levels? Are they in range? Are you keeping your LDL low? So it's really the dietary pattern that we want to look for when we are trying to make changes and improve our diet, and we're working on our health goals. And making sure we are eating a variety of plant foods, protein, getting enough of those micronutrients that are going to give us the health benefits. Getting enough energy is huge, and enough fiber. Can't stress that enough. So not one diet will work for everybody. So if we keep looking for that one perfect diet, we will never move forward. Okay? So it's not, you'll see out in the media and social media, and there's always a new diet being promoted, right? But that doesn't mean it's the best diet. The best diet is the one that you enjoy and that you can live with and reach your health goals and still get all your nutrients, like I just mentioned, for you. Okay? So really stop to think that there's not one diet for everybody. So, I mean, it could be like an Italian diet for someone, Mediterranean diet for someone else, Southeastern foods for another, or it could be a mixture of those. But just mainly the most important thing is that you're getting your nutrients that you need, the micronutrients you need, and protein, fiber, and it's sustainable for you. And that would be the right diet for you. So that's number 1. Number 2 is we try to change too much too quickly when we say, okay, I got this health goal. Monday I'm starting and I'm removing all my soda that I drink, all the sugary foods, and all my snacks. So Monday comes and we do it 3-4 days, but then we give up. And so first of all, we feel really bad. We feel like a failure, and we say, okay, I'll start again on Monday. And we get in this pattern, right? And so what's really important to do, and that works over and over again, and it works, is to start slow and make sustainable small changes. It's a much better approach when you make small changes and master those small changes and it becomes a habit. You feel successful and you are doing better than what you were doing before, and you build on those small habits. It's like a pyramid. So you slowly build on the habits, and you're focusing on the habits versus your outcome. So let's say maybe you don't eat enough vegetables. You would start there. I'm gonna add more vegetables to my meal. Maybe you really don't eat a lot of protein. Then you might start there. I'm gonna have protein at each meal. Make that a priority for you. Maybe your eating is just completely sporadic, you have no schedule, and then you get so hungry when you finally eat, it feels more like a binge, and you eat everything in sight. So then you would start with, I'm gonna have a regular schedule, 3 meals a day and 1 snack. So you can see that you would focus on making these smaller changes versus overhauling everything, because it's not doable. It doesn't work that way. Most people really cannot take their diet and say, I'm gonna change all that. I'm all or nothing. No, it doesn't work that way. It's not sustainable. So don't try too much too fast, making those gradual changes and building on it. So if you're a soda drinker, you might say, you know what, instead of 7 sodas a week, I'm gonna drink more water and cut it to 3 sodas a week. If I'm a sporadic eater, you know, I'm gonna set my meal time and have 3 meals a day. So over time, it does take time to master these, but you will see over months and years, the diet becomes yours. It becomes sustainable, and you enjoy it, and you're reaching your health goals. So really starting small is important, and not overhauling the whole diet, okay? Number 3 is we eat too little when we want to get healthier, and we say, okay, I'm going to change this, this, and this, and then we end up eating too little. So that becomes a very restrictive diet, and that doesn't last, doesn't work for anybody. We don't feel good anyways, and then it leads to binging. It leads to starving and then binging and failure, and so then pretty soon you're in this cycle of eating very little, restricting, and then binging. You may lose 5 pounds, but then you gain 5 or 10 back. So you go in this cycle of, yeah, I can lose 5 pounds, but then I gain 5 back, and so I'm back to square one. And then in a year from now, you're still in the same place, or you've gained more. So starting small, understanding your energy needs is very important when we're trying to reach our health goals, and not eating too little. So example, if someone wanted to lose weight, it is very important to understand your energy needs. And to lose weight, we need to eat in a calorie deficit, so that is slightly lower than what we need to maintain. So it is learning basics of nutrition and learning your energy needs. So it is, number 3 was not eating too little, so it doesn't lead to that restriction, starving, binging cycle, okay? So it is basically learning your energy needs and being in a calorie reduction, for example, if weight loss was your goal. Okay, number 4, any questions? Let me check first. We got a few of you on here. So I don't see anything in the live chat. Okay. Number 4 is when you're going through and trying to improve your nutrition and reach some health goals, we expect every meal to be this taste bomb. We're gonna have a super delicious meal every time. And I love food. That's why I'm a dietitian. I love food. And but it's important to keep it really simple and not complicated, because then it's easier and less stressful for us when we're going through and changing meals and portion sizes and cooking healthier, to not expect every meal to be a health bomb. Otherwise, if you do, then you end up going to the drive-through where it's super palatable, high in fat and high in salt. But you can expect flavor, but not expect that it's gonna be this hyper palatable, bomb every meal, because it does set us up for failure. And yeah, we need to like and be satisfied with what we're eating. I'm not saying, that we can't expect that, but we can't expect it to be, this gourmet, amazing meal every time. Okay. I had to write some notes here. So number 5 is when we're trying to improve our nutrition and our health and our meals, not to expect that every meal in the week, let's say 21 meals, there has to be a variety for 7 breakfasts, 7 lunches, and 7 dinners, because that's very difficult and very time consuming, and it's not sustainable. So you want to learn and see, maybe rotate 2-3, max. Breakfast, there's 2-3 ideas that you like, because I have people all the time, I need more recipes. It gets overwhelming. You don't need a meal plan with every day a different meal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay, we don't need that much variety. We do need variety in, maybe the vegetables or fruits, or making sure we're getting our nutrients, but not a different recipe for every meal. So lunch could be 3 days leftovers from dinner. You're not gonna have the variety, but you'll have the variety after those 3 days. So that's different than 21 meals of, completely different meals. So we should not expect the variety to be so different. It's okay. Have 2 to 3 breakfasts that you love and are easy for you, get you through your week. Dinners, 2-3 different dinners that you cook during the week, but it's not expecting the variety. We want to keep it easy, okay? And for variety, yeah, you can definitely change things up with spices. If you're having leftovers for dinner, sometimes you can add a sprinkle of cheese. If there wasn't cheese before, you can add a different spice. You can, just change it up a little bit. So there is variety, so you don't get bored, but not expecting completely different meals. Or you repurpose, let's say you had chicken for dinner the night before and you're having it for lunch the next day. You can maybe use it in a sandwich versus having it how you had it the night before. So just repurposing the food a different way will give you that variety. And using, spreads and dips and sauces also for variety, and also using fresh herbs like parsley on top, or basil or cilantro, giving that fresh new flavor to a meal. So that's how you can add variety without having to cook the different dishes. Okay. Looking down, I see a question. Oh, okay. That's a good question. So somebody's asking, how do you find the correct calorie needs and you change that goal to reflect your own level? Yes. So calorie needs are based on a female versus male, your height, your weight, your age. I'm a dietitian, so I calculate that for my patients, and then if they're trying to lose weight, we adjust that for weight loss. If someone's trying to put on muscle mass or gain weight, we adjust that as well. Also based on your exercise and your age. So there's all those factors that take into account. So not any one person is the same in terms of their calorie needs, and it varies from day to day. My energy needs might vary depending on my exercise. So everyone's really different. So it's not something I can just spit out and tell you what it is. But that was a great question. Okay, that's a very specific question. There's another question here. What if you're resistant to losing weight? How can we change that when we follow all the correct basics? So weight loss does come from an energy deficit. We do, that's why you have to work closely with your doctor and your dietitian, and we have to look at your health and see what else is going on. So that's very specific. Okay, so moving on to the next, number 6. So thinking that what worked for one person is going to work for me. So, for example, if someone says, what are you doing? I'm going to do what you're doing. So you don't want to think that because someone is doing something and it's working for them, that it's going to work for you. Everyone is individual, and also, it is also based on your food dislikes and likes. You're not going to maybe like what I like to eat. It's based on cultural foods and tastes and spices. It's also on budget. Your budget may not be the budget of somebody else's. Your time restriction, how much time you are going to put in the kitchen to cook your own meals. There's a lot of factors. So not expecting that the one diet is worked for your friend is going to work for you. It's really, it does take trial and error and seeing what works for you, but remembering that you do want to make sure that you're getting enough energy needs for you, and protein and fiber and micronutrients that you need. So you want to really, sorry, I'm having an itch here. You really want to learn the basics of nutrition. And for example, if weight loss was your goal, you want to learn the foundations of nutrition. And then, like I mentioned, making those small changes one at a time, looking at your diet and seeing what's lacking. Maybe you need to add more vegetables to every meal. Maybe that's low. Maybe it's too high in sugar, and then you would focus maybe on reducing your sugar intake. Maybe it's you don't drink enough water and you're drinking too much soda. So you do want to start at the very basics, and that's what works for people because it becomes sustainable. We build upon that and we feel successful, we feel good about ourselves, and we feel good from the inside as well, and we do see changes over time. So that's number 6. And number 7, the last one is everybody wants fast results. We want it like that, right? We make changes. We've made changes for 2 weeks. Why don't I see my body composition change? So results take time. I know nobody wants to hear that, but it truly does take time because we do have to change our habits. And so if you focus on your habits instead of the outcome, you're going to be more successful. It takes time to change body fat composition, muscle mass. It takes time to change our health factors. Maybe we have high cholesterol, we have high blood glucose levels. It takes time for all that, but focusing on your habits one at a time is going to be the way that you're going to be successful. And then a year from now, you're going to be so much better and healthier than you were a year ago when you started versus trying to make quick changes and change everything at one time, because it doesn't work. You'll lose 5 pounds, gain 5 pounds, gain 10, lose 5, gain 10. You keep doing this forwards, backwards, and you don't get anywhere. The most important is to start slowly, and the changes will come when you focus on changing the habits. So changing your behavior. So building upon that, just like a pyramid, change one behavior at a time and then move to the next when you've mastered that one. So for a lot of people, it's vegetables, right? We don't eat enough vegetables. We don't eat enough fiber. So when they add in vegetables to every meal, at the same time, we are improving our cholesterol, risk for heart disease, cancer, stroke, but we also will shift what we're eating in terms of portion sizes. And they master that goal of, let's say their goal was to have 2 cups of vegetables at lunch and dinner. After they've mastered that and they've really figured out how to get that on their plate, busy days, stressful days, then you move to the next goal. Maybe that next goal was drinking more water and less soda. So really not expecting fast changes, because we didn't get here fast, man. We've been practicing these bad habits for a long time. And so now we have to start very slowly and build on each new habit instead of focusing on the outcome. We know, like, I want to lose weight, I want to be smaller, you know. It does take time to change body composition, muscle mass, body fat, and in the inside are health risk factors. So that's number 7. So let's just do a review. If you have any questions on that, let me know. Let's review the 7 nutrition mistakes to avoid that prevent us from getting to our long-term results, okay? So believing that there's one diet, one perfect diet. There's not one perfect diet. It is the one that you can stick to and you're getting your nutrient needs, protein, fiber, micronutrients, and the one that is sustainable for you. So that's not one perfect diet. Number 2, avoid making changes too quickly, okay? Start slowly. Number 3, eating too little, getting into that restriction. Eating healthier doesn't mean we eat little. We can still eat a lot of food, but of the right foods. So that restriction leads to starvation, it leads to binging. So not eating too little. Number 4, expecting that every meal that you have is gonna be the biggest bomb flavor in your mouth. You can still enjoy your meals and like what you're eating, but don't expect everyone to be the most flavorful. Number 5, thinking that you have to have the most variety, 21 different meals in a week. Breakfast has to be different 7 days a week. Lunch and dinner 7 days a week have to be different. Pick 2 to 3 and keep it simple, but more variety in how you purpose them or add different vegetables, but you don't have to have 21 different meals. The next one was thinking that what one person did is what you should be doing. Everyone's so different and your diet is going to be different from someone else's. And the last one is expecting changes to happen fast. They don't happen fast, but it's better to focus on the behavior change, start slow, master it, and go to the next habit to change. So change one small habit at a time, okay? And you will see results. So whether it's 3, 6, 1 year, 3, 6 months to 1 year, we got time. It's better than being very restrictive, losing 5 pounds and gaining 5 or gaining 10, going back 1 step, going forward, and never getting anywhere. So give yourself some time and really focus on changing your habits and not focusing on the outcome so much. And you'll be successful, and you will feel successful, and you'll see changes and improve your health over time. That's the most important. So I want to thank you all for joining. Are there any other questions? Put those in the live chat. I'm happy to answer them. And my phone. Okay, I don't see anything. All right, tomorrow is a very cool, refreshing meal. I hope you guys all can join tomorrow at 2 o'clock for my cooking demonstration. And thank you guys all for tuning in today. If you've missed any shows, they are saved in our playlist called The Healthy Lifestyle. And I hope today, helped clarify some ideas that you had in your head, and help you reach your long-term health goals. It takes a lot of work, and it takes time, and just know that it's very important to start small and make sustainable changes is the way that you're going to be successful. And that's what we do here at the Hogue Lifestyle Program. When we work with clients, we are really improving our health here, and a lot of people want to change their body composition, and they are, and it just really takes time and commitment and the consistency of practicing and changing old habits into new habits. So I want to thank you guys all for joining. I will see you all tomorrow.